Okey, terima kasih. Selamat datang ke program yang saya janjikan, satu program yang sangat menarik, iaitu Econ Roundtable. Jadi hari ini kita ada dua tetamu yang saya undang khas. Di sebelah kiri saya, rakan saya, Encik Munir. Nanti dia akan perkenalkan diri dia. Encik Munir ni adalah anak Iban, ya, orang Sarawak, anak tempatan. So sangat penting dan sangat sesuai untuk kita jemput pada hari ini. Yang akan membicarakan topik kita pada hari ini iaitu berkaitan dengan pertanian, agricultural sector. And on my right here, I have Stephen. Thank you, Stephen. So I think I will start by discussing the agriculture sector. If you look at Malaysia, Cik Munir, if you look at the Malaysia, everybody was saying that sektor pertanian ni sektor yang sangat lembab. They call it the poor man's sector. Nobody wants to go into that. And even people who are in it, mereka yang dah ada menceburi diri di dalam sektor ini pun merasakan, aduh bila lah saya nak keluar. And then, but suddenly here I saw two handsome gentlemen on my left here, Encik Munir, and on my right here, someone from the corporate world who shifted and went into the agricultural sector, especially aquaculture. Encik Munir, can you give briefly, given your experience, I know you have done a lot of work. You are a technopreneur. Bermula sebagai seorang technopreneur, anak Sarawak yang pergi keluar negara, diberi peluang untuk belajar. So maybe if you can explain to us or rather share with us pengalaman Cik Munir sehingga berada di saat ini menjadi seorang usahawan pertanian, agropreneur yang saya anggap sangat-sangat berjaya.
Terima kasih Profesor, Doktor. Sebenarnya orang selalu melihat pertanian ni dia sebagai satu yang last choice dulu.
Last choice. Pilihan terakhir.
Terakhir sekali bila tak ada benda nak buat, saya dah bertanilah belakang rumah dia kata. So because of the land ada sikit-sikit belakang rumah, saya cuba dah kata. Always look at that as jadi actually selepas pengalaman saya lah before this Prof sebelum ni saya buat teknologi IT, software development segala bendanya. Saya tak pernah, saya merasakan itu paling sesuai lah masa tu Tapi bila saya pergi kepada pertanian, saya nampak peluangnya lagi besar dan tidak ada kita panggil masalah yang kita tak boleh selesaikan sebenarnya dekat pertanian sebab kita ada tanah. Seperti di Sarawak, kita have abundant land. Jadi tanah kita itu kita boleh buat. Cuma method kita nak buat tu kita kena ada elemen kita panggil business model yang baik. Business model yang baik seperti negara lain kita melihat kat situ kalau tengok dah di India, di Tanzania dan sebagainya kita tahu di dunia sekarang 87 at least 87% kita panggil ni B40 kita Malaysia di Sarawak juga kita ada. Jadi saya melihat bila saya pergi kepada pertanian ni banyak kita boleh develop. Itu sebenarnya kenapa orang tanya kenapa nak pergi pertanian, sebab bukan setakat perniagaan tetapi sumbangan. Sebab saya lebih melihat kepada social enterprise. Jadi saya ingin melihat bagaimana kita ni petani bawah tu kita boleh bangunkan. Bukan lagi what do I get? It's about how can we get together.
Now, I need to interject here. Just now you mentioned that you are a technologist, studied in the US. Now, when I look at your CV, you went to become, of course, like most people would think that will go into technology. And suddenly you said you moved into pertanian. This is, if I am your parent, I said, this is the last thing I want my child to do. Daripada seorang teknologi, seorang engineer, IT. Dia tiba-tiba jadi petani. Amat tak glamour. Macam mana nak cari glamour cerita ni?
Sebenarnya nak cari glamour ni bukan kita nak jadi glamour sebenarnya. Bila saya melihat pertanian ni, saya melihat kepada peluang.
Alright.
It's not about where you are. It's about apa peluang kita boleh buat.
But what make you change?
What make I
From
change?
a technologist, I mean, of course, I do understand that. I'm sure the income is very much higher than when we talk about bila kita berfikir antara petani dengan tu. Saya nak memastikan macam mana penghijrahan itu.
Satu rata, kadang-kadang kita melihat teknologi ni mesti dia lagi besar. Selalu orang fikir itu. Ini IT, sebab kita melihat tender, macam dulu kan tender, 1.4 million, 2 million, 3 million tender kan. The last tender I dapat 3.5 million kan.
Wow.
Then I stop it. That's it kan. Kenapa? Sebab tetapi saya cuma melihat komputer dan melihat duit. Itu je.
Is it not nice?
Sampai satu tahap tu, what can we contribute to our nation? Especially saya orang Sarawak, Doktor. Apa kita boleh buat?
I love this, the fact that you can think of contributing.
Jadi bila contributing, then I learn about social enterprise. Then when I look at it, this is the best actually. Bila kita boleh pergi kepada ke bawah, ya, kita boleh melihat ke bawah bagaimana kita ni kerajaan dah bagi kita keluar negara belajar. Dah bagi kita sponsorship. Dia dah tolong kita. Apa peluang yang saya boleh buat sebenarnya? Takkan saya duduk dekat komputer sampai selama-lamanya. So bila saya tengok pertanian ni, saya melihat B40 ni orang kampung, rural people, dia ada tanah. That's the only asset yang paling besar dia ada. Dan I'm as a technology, apa saya buat? Saya tengok je. Jadi knowing, saya ni juga suka invention. Saya suka mencipta. Saya banyak benda saya cipta, termasuk saya pernah cipta sendiri accounting software. I'm not accountant, but I have my pattern accounting software. Begitu juga dengan pertanian. Pertanian, bila kita bawa teknologi kepada pertanian ni, kita boleh melihat benda yang kecil-kecil ni, yang menyusahkan petani ni, kita develop menjadi benda inovasi yang baru, menyenangkan petani. Jadi satu kepuasan sebenarnya. So it's not element of that.
So that is a very interesting start. But I need to move on to Stephen. This is another one. You were with the corporate world. You had a corporate background.
Yes.
Young man, looking very smart here, and going into aquaculture, going into pertanian also. Why, Stephen?
Okay, doctors. You see, for myself, I always have passions in this food industry. Food industry. But where does the food come from? The food got to come from the primary producer. Someone must be able to farm, to plant, then only there's raw materials for these food industries. So looking at this population in the world, we have 7 billion population now. Another 10 to 15 years down the road, we have 8 billion population. And for all you know that this whatever these natural resources that we have, whether it's the sea catch or so-called the natural so-called these fruits plant that we have, is never enough for these human consumptions. And we need to actually so-called this go into the farming and actually planting in order to get sufficient food for the futures. Otherwise, this there will be an imbalance in terms of so-called this the food supplies and demand. You see.
In Malaysia, what do you think? Where is the status right now? Are we secured, or do we have issues with food security? In your opinion?
I think for Malaysia's, I would say the governments have actually managed this so-called food supplies and demand pretty well. They always so-called this monitors the situations. Even during like our MCO last year, we never have a shortage of food. We still have enough food and supplies going around. Just that sometimes the price fluctuates. But whenever there's a shortage, then there will be so-called this some elements to actually so-called this meet out the gap, whether it's by imports or maybe this the exports for the overseas markets reduce for the locals consumption.
I think the COVID really brings out the importance of the agriculture sector. You know, it made us really realize that the agriculture is really one of the main pillars of our country's or our nation's development. We cannot ignore the importance of this sector. So we'll take a short break. So kita akan kembali selepas ini. Okay, Stephen, that was a very interesting discussion just now. We started off by discussing, both of you came from a very different background. And here I am trying to tell both of you that the agriculture sector is a poor man's sector. But then when I saw the two of you, when I first met the two of you, and I said, wow, people can become rich in the agriculture sector. Not only rich, really, really rich, you know, make money. Because you come from a very high value-added sector that you are into the, what we call aquaculture, specifically udang. Why udang?
When we actually so-called this choose the so-called which sectors to go in, I actually look at, okay, among the food chains, so what is the so-called this highest transactional values among the food chains? So I realized seafood is actually the highest so-called among the rest. And within seafood, what is actually the highest transactional values? So this shrimp, which is udang, this came number 1, and then followed by tuna, salmon number 3. So that's why this myself, look at udang.
Udang first. So then you start focusing on udang, and we have udang.
That's why this I actually zoom into udang, and also I actually this try to understand what is the so-called this the gestation periods. because one cycle is actually 4 months.
Okay.
So 4 months, we actually can have one harvest.
All right.
Whereas compared to some of the fish, we have to go for 9 months, 15 months.
Right.
So the longer the gestation periods, it also means that the risk of so-called this
yes,
we are
udang
facing
is very
is
risky.
actually higher. So that's why when we can cut down the so-called gestation periods, the harvest period, that will be good. So every 4 months, one cycle. Every 4 months, one cycle.
All right.
So this isn't it good for us? Yeah.
So what's so different that to the point that you can even export your udang?
You see, for this prawn farm, we actually have to actually choose the right locations.
Okay.
When I say choose the right locations, the source of water is very important.
Okay.
Because our prawn is actually the so-called saltwater prawn.
Okay.
So it's actually like seawater.
All right.
So we have to actually so-called choose a location where the seawater quality is good.
All right.
Then we can actually so-called pump in the so-called
So it must be quite close to
the sea.
So that's where Sarawak has an opportunity.
Sarawak, Sabah, all the coastline have
I'm
big
thinking about
opportunities.
prawn farming now.
So when you got a good source of water,
Right.
then naturally the main factors of actually going to prawn farming is actually fulfilled.
Okay.
Because you got a good source of water, then the next one you have to go in is actually so-called with all the know-how. After that, it's actually all about so-called taking care of your biosecurities, and actually monitoring.
What about you, Munir? What is it about? Can you just tell us what is it that you are doing right now?
Okay, what I'm doing right now is more on the what do you call this chili farming.
Chili.
Yeah,
of
contract
all
farming.
the things,
Yeah.
why chili?
All right, chili. Why chili? I think same with Stephen as well. Before you want to start any business,
Okay.
any business, you must look at what are the value to that business, and then what's are the opportunity.
Right.
So those things is very important. So why chili? On all the crops, chili, halia, and bendi, terung iban Sarawak and all that.
Yes.
Which is shortage in our country. So
Yes.
shortage is chili. So our SSL is only like 30%. So we have 70%. So
Import.
kita tak cukup. We import
Kita
chili.
import kan? Kita import
chili.
daripada China,
Jadi,
import daripada India.
So I
Yes.
look at it. It's not because I suka chili. No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, it's not about kita suka chili. Tapi sebab kita ada peluang yang besar.
Right.
And then same thing also, masa. Like Stephen said.
Gestation period.
Yeah. Jadi in chili kita nak cepat. Chili 6 bulan satu musim.
Yours is 4 months.
4 months.
Okay.
laju.
So yours is 6 months.
Jadi setahun kita ada dua musim.
So you have to 2 kali?
Yes, 2 kali.
Okay.
Jadi 2 kali, jadi kita akan berbuah 2 kali, and then we make it fast. Kita tak tunggu sampai dia kena penyakit and all that. Jadi kebanyakan kita di Sarawak, bila kita tanam cili, kita bela cili sampai 2 tahun, setahun.
Mak I memang 2 tahun. Jaga, adalah 3 pokok.
Yes,
Okay.
but when we do chili, the difference between apa kita buat chili, we do commercial. So kita buat besar, 10 acres, 20 acres. That's the module.
Alright.
Jadi dulu bila kita buat sikit-sikit, saya pernah dulu test kita buat yang sikit-sikit. Masalah dia cost. So we're talking about economy of scales.
Alright.
Jadi you need to do it big. Jadi macam community, for example, community di contoh Lundu.
Okay.
Now they should gather in one area.
So you cannot just do it alone.
Don't do
one
it
long
alone.
house. Okay.
That is all business. The new business, the modern business is you do it in a community in a group, and bring professional in. Macam kita in Galaxy Chili, we
I
bring
think both of you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Professionalism,
You
knowledge,
have
know-how.
For example, when I do big scale, I can employ agronomists. Kita ada agronomists. We have an engineer.
Okay.
Jadi macam ada berladangan engineer, we have an engineer.
Yes.
So what they do? Dia buat kita panggil monitoring, IoT. IoT kita buat sendiri, doktor.
Wow.
So we don't beli daripada luar. We don't buy from Australia. We don't buy from Finland. We don't buy from UK.
Alright.
It's a technology from anak Sarawak lah.
So you did that?
We did that.
Oh,
so
wow. I'm so
now,
proud.
And even our IoT is much cheaper than, I think we're the cheapest lah IoT. But
So you are using IoT dalam tanam cili?
Yes, we have to use
I
it.
must tell my mother this. That you need an IoT.
Yeah.
Not just tanam cili and then ikat ribbon yang warna merah tu in case something happen.
Yeah.
So we need to change. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, we need to change. And then don't worry about kata siapa. Nah, I don't know how to use computer.
Right.
But actually you need to know how to use computer. Kita boleh kita panggil push that sector, that services to a company atau to individu yang ada. That's why macam kita buat, for example, I do 10 acres. So in the 10 acres we have like 50 people.
Right.
So a few of them is engineer by itself.
Okay.
Jadi ada seorang tu dia agronomist, ada seorang tu jadi we have a driver, kita ada di ladang kita ada tukang masak lagi.
Alright.
So when we do a large scale, bila kita buat secara skala besar ni, macam ambil contoh sebagai di Sibu, kita buat besar, we can have a better price position, we have better market. Kalau tidak nanti ibu kita di Sarawak, mereka try to market it by themselves.
Right. Kat pasar malam,
kat pasar malam. Yes, jadi that's why boleh tengok kepada macam di Kenawit, di tempat-tempat jauh ni, mereka tanam, esok pagi mereka lah duduk di pasar-pasar, jual satu ni. Jadi that is style lama lah. Jadi we need to come up with different, di mana kita fokus on one thing. Kalau kita berkebun je. But you produce many.
Right.
Then you can see the money. Jangan kita berkebun, kita berjual, kita juga yang pergi hantar, dan kita lah pergi buat marketing, even work doesn't work that way. Jadi this is the thing.
So you see that it does bring value.
Oh yes.
Dia boleh membawa peningkatan dalam pendapatan.
Yes.
So I would definitely want to hear that. We Ibans, I don't think we are really into chili, but that's an interesting thing, to do things differently. So I think we will take a short break, and we will come back and we will go back to the next phase of our discussion later. Okay, kita kembali lagi ke program kita pada hari ini. So I think for this part, we will discuss how can we move Sarawak to make sure that we aspire to be if you look at the budget 2021 for the state government, how to commercialize, to make our agricultural sector to become modern, to become sustainable, to become a sector that will generate income, commercialization. How can you make agriculture sector, or even specifically your, your chili?
Well, sebenarnya chili is just a raw.
Okay.
Jadi macam saya buat, saya tak berhenti di situ. In fact, saya bekerjasama dengan universiti lain. Ada universiti untuk come out dengan kita panggil perfume chili.
Oh, that is interesting.
That's why it's salah satu contoh. And then we come out dengan satu juga kita panggil very premium chili.
Alright.
Premium chili ni kita tak jual di Malaysia, kita ekspor. Jadi chili ni kita, contohnya kalau di luar negara kita dengar Tabasco, mahal kan. So Borneo kita nak, Sarawak keluarkan satu lagi produk kita panggil the most expensive chili.
Alright, it's not the hottest chili,
it's a premium,
but it's really hot.
It's a premium. It's really hot and
perfume.
And then, it's perfume. Jadi kita nak jual contoh sebotol tu 300.5. Satu botol chili. So the market will be like contoh Britain, Turkey.
Why do you think people will buy that kind of thing?
Actually, benda ni orang akan beli because of dia punya brand. Untuk petani-petani kita di Sarawak, mereka takkan mampu pergi ke situ kalau keseorangan. So that's why we go for a volume. Kita pergi in kumpulan, cara kumpulan, in a group. This is why I look at bila kerajaan negeri keluarkan banyak insentif yang ada tu.
Betul.
Jadi kita kat bawah ni, as petani kecil-kecil ni, we have to group together in a platform. Kita panggil cluster actually. We have cluster farmer. Jadi cluster farmer, setiap cluster farmer ni, kita jangan lagi buat sikit-sikit. Go for comprehensive contract farming. So it's a contract farming whereby those contract farmers ni akan produce pergi kepada kilang, and this factory akan off-take semua sekali. And kita boleh pergi pada downstream. So these are opportunity. Opportunity, and then I believe Sarawak dah ready dah benda-benda macam ni.
We used to have pepper. We have a name.
Exactly.
So now it's chili. That is really very interesting. Okay, now Stephen. So what do you think about it? Like for example, for Sarawak, do you think we Sarawakians, or the economy, what is it that we can learn from you? Now, how is it that our farmers, or rather people in the longhouses, or people living in the coastal area, because we have a huge, if you look at our coastline, Sarawak has a lot of potential.
I feel that this Sarawak or Sabah or any so-called this part of Malaysia, right? We have a lot of so-called this potential, as long as you actually along the coastal.
The coastal area, right?
But I think Sarawak and Sabah, we are actually so-called this very fortunate, because we are actually so-called in this South China Sea. And this South China Sea is actually where we have a lot of so-called natural planktons. Plankton is actually the source of the food for all the seafoods, so-called these creatures, you see. So, when we have so-called all these natural so-called these resources, then I think the next thing is actually for even the Orang Iban or whatsoever locals to actually so-called learn the know-how. So, for example, what I'm actually doing now, we actually so-called this trying to actually build a training center and then these research centers to actually so-called this we invite and we welcome so-called this whoever interested in this prawn farming. Please come and these join us for 6 months to learn all the know-how from A to Z.
Right. Why is it important to attend this kind of courses? Why do you think it's important?
You see, the thing is that if I say you are fresh so-called these players in the markets and you haven't gone through the cycle what we have gone through. We have actually this 40 years of so-called this
learning experience
and things like that in the equations. When I first came into the sectors, I actually learned from my Sabah partners. He has 40 years of experience, and I said, wow, if I say I don't pass through what he has passed through, or I don't so-called learn from him, then I have to knock my head here, left, right, and centers. And then when he already have the full set of knowledge, I just learn from him, and then I can avoid a lot of mistake, and I can avoid the failure as well.
Now, Munir, we hear about the role of the, what do you call that? They have an institute and things like that. What about in your case, you know, like for example, kalau saya lah daripada rumah panjang, saya daripada kampung, you know, kami nak terlibat dalam projek yang sebegini. Apa yang patut kami buat?
Biasanya apa kita buat? Kita ada program, kita panggil cluster program. Jadi cluster program ni kita akan bawa orang kampung, zero knowledge of Chile, dan juga anak-anak mereka yang ada degree, ada diploma. Jadi benda ni anak yang ada degree diploma ni kita panggil agropreneur elite. Bukan agropreneur muda, agropreneur elite pula.
Nama pun glamour.
Nama glamour sikit.
Tak adalah lagi petani.
Kita tak nak lagi tengok petani ni. Sebab saya jarang sebut mereka petani sebenarnya. Saya akan sebut mereka agropreneur. Sebab kita tak nak tengok kita tengok doktor, engineer, kita tengok lawyer kan. Jadi
so bila dia introduce himself or herself, dia akan
jadi satu benda setara. Sebab itu kita bila di dalam kita punya ekosistem kita buat mereka ni ada value. Jadi saya juga bekerja propose kepada kementerian juga. Kita wujudkan contohnya petani muda nak ada GP Motor Club. Jadi petani boleh masuk GP. Bila pula dulu orang kata
so you have to do it differently.
Jadi kita kena adakan elemen kat situ, internet, gaming. Di ladang yang saya buat, lebih kurang 90% yang di ladang sini orang budak-budak Sarawak dan mereka ni muda-muda. Very young. Jadi mereka boleh buat. Jangan mereka ni bila habis kerja dia main games. Jadi begitu. Jadi orang kampung tadi sebenarnya boleh dapatkan satu tanah. Jangan buat seorang-seorang. Saya pernah cuba dia tengok, saya buat seorang-seorang. Saya ajar kursus. Lepas itu datang seorang, dia orang buat seorang-seorang. Dia kurang menjadi sebab tak ada volume. Jadi kalau kita buat secara besar, contohnya 100 ekar kita buat 100 ekar. Jadi orang kampung ni datang, mungkin dari kampung Kenawi berkumpul, mungkin dia punya distance lebih kurang setengah jam. Tapi rather than doing like 100 pokok dekat belakang rumah ataupun 1 ekar, dia buat 5 ekar.
Tapi kalau dia tak ada tanah macam mana?
Sebenarnya tanah ni bukan jadi masalah sebenarnya. Bukan jadi masalah. Di Semenanjung sini kita banyak dapat tanah daripada kerajaan negeri. Yang bagi 100 ekar, yang bagi 20 ekar. Yang kita boleh gunakan, yang ini bukan mana tanah kerajaan negeri digunakan oleh petani-petani tersebut untuk buat large scale. So bila ada large scale, kita akan kurang petani reinventing the wheel macam yang Cik Steven kata tadi. Takkan kita nak ulang 10 tahun punya jadi don't reinvent the wheel. Proceed where the good system, kita proceed di situ. Di situ yang kita nak.
I think this is a very very interesting discussion. I wish we have more than the hours that it was allocated to us. I've heard how two of our really prominent agriculturists, and here we have we call him prawn farmer. How do they call themselves as agropreneur? How do we to give a branding?
We call ourselves this primary producer.
Primary producer. So it's also giving, tak naklah panggil nelayan ke. So kita kena beri nama. So pada hari ini kita berkesempatan mendengar satu perkongsian yang cukup menarik daripada dua usahawan. Mereka sudah digelar sebagai usahawan. Kalau dulu kita panggil mereka petani, nelayan, tapi sekarang kita dengar bagaimana dua individu yang mempunyai pengalaman yang begitu luas sekali dapat mengembangkan bisnes mereka dan menjadi usahawan yang cukup berjaya di Malaysia. So dengan itu saya rasa terima kasih Mr. Steven, terima kasih Encik Munir. So kita berjumpa lagi di lain waktu. So thank you very much.